All right, what's up everybody? Another day, another video home tour. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, my name's Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas. So today I'm back out here in Lake Las Vegas. The neighborhood that I am in is the Riviera Vista at Lake Las Vegas. Now this is a brand new community in Henderson, now selling, offering new 2-story homes in the master plan community of Lake Las Vegas. Now we just got done touring the Jan model, but today we're going to be focusing on the Herman model. Now with the Herman model, it features 2,405 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. Base price on this home starts you off at $550,990. However, okay, you don't have to pay that much for this home. And believe it or not, we can get you a home cheaper than the current base price. Why? Because they have a few standing inventories, which is discounted, and you'll be able to get a very good price. Also, with their current incentives that they are offering at this time, it is unbelievable. I was told at the time of this video, interest rates less than 4.95% for a 30-year. However, you can do a 2-1 buy down, and rates would be about 2.75%, but I wouldn't do that. You'd be shooting yourself in the foot. Now, I will explain it on another video, but today we're just going to focus on this, okay? A Herman. Now, I do like this because this is a 2-car garage, and I love how we have this little cover area here. We've got the pavers. The pavers takes you out to the side, to the back, but let's go take a look and see what we have. Now, this is a gated community. The HOAs are roughly about $267, don't quote me on that, a month. Yes, that is high for an HOA, but also you are here in this beautiful master plan community of Lake Las Vegas. But also what's included on that, there's no SIDS, no lids, and they also pay for the initiation fee of $25,000 to be a part of the clubhouse. That's just the initiation. Now, if you want to utilize the clubhouse, then there is a monthly membership fee. Now, they do have package deals for family members, so the more family members you have, the cheaper it is. However, I don't know exactly what the cost is. Now, I've done videos in the past of that clubhouse, and it was pretty cool. Me, I probably wouldn't utilize it. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that we have a door on this side. Another thing is, I've noticed the gas meters on this side of the garage versus on the opposite side, okay? Never seen that before. That is very unique to me. But all right, let's go in. We got the Yale keyless or keypad. Wow. First thing that I've noticed that I like here is a 48 by 48 porcelain tile. Then it looks like we have a straight inch corner edging, but the downfall is that the grout lines are not sealed, and that's the reason why it looks so choppy. When you start having these white lines, now you're bringing up the tile, the contrast. We don't want that. When you're doing this type of tile, you want to look down the flooring and you want to make sure it's completely seamless. On this one, looks like they did an upgrade on the quartz countertops here. Okay, definitely nice veining. You've got a lot of brown. We have a 1-inch front face on here, orange peel texture, 3 inches on the baseboards. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I've noticed here on the front lip here, we don't have a book match. That's fine. I also like the fact that we don't have a center seam. One thing that you need to be aware of, these are made 6 by 12, so this is one piece. If you have one that's cut down the middle, that means they're using recyclable pieces. You don't want that. Keep that in mind. We do have the undermounted sink too as well, which is great. Garbage disposal is probably a 1/4 or 3/4 horsepower. Here we have the RO system. Now, when you buy this home, you don't get the RO system. However, they'll drill this for free and install this. That third-party company will come out here, try to sell you that RO system. Then we have the apartment grade GE appliances here. Then we have our gas slide-in stove. This is so old, I feel like this has to go. I think the new trend is all just cook countertops. I feel like that should be standard. Let's see if this exhausts out. It does exhaust out versus exhaust in. That's another thing you gotta watch out for. So like with Richmond, you can get this, but they'll charge you. But this is also included, so that is a plus, okay? We have a 42 upper cabinet with probably a 3-inch crown here. Don't like that crown style, but it is what it is. This is just my personal opinion. You do get the blinds. We do have the 8x8 slide on this one. Okay. Nice little covered patio. Lot size is probably less than 4,500 square feet. Ceiling heights on this one, they're about 9 feet, 6'8" on the doors with a 5-panel door here, okay? We have the pre-wire for the ceiling fan. We've got the 4-can lighting here. Then we have the 6-can here. Then we have the 2-can for the dining area. I'm sure we get a pre-wire for the TV, coax cable, and the Cat 6. Let's see what we're working with in here. Coat closet, not bad. We have the construction office, which is the 2-car garage. So this is almost the same floor plan as the other one. Matter of fact, I feel like it's exactly the same floor plan. The cool news is that we have a bedroom downstairs. However, it's not a suite. So now what happens is you're going to share this 3/4 bathroom with the guests. So whoever lives here, you need to tell them and make sure, keep this bathroom clean. So that way when guest comes, it doesn't look sloppy. All right, let's go upstairs now. Basically, this is the exact same floor plan, but let's find out what's a little bit different about this one. All right, so this one we have a loft, and the upstairs is completely different. So we'll start off with this bedroom here. So this is the suite, the junior suite. Pretty decent size of a bedroom here, okay? This one, we just have a light right above. Let's take a look at the bathroom. 12 by 24 on the tile. We have some gray shaker cabinets. These are full overlays, so that's really nice. Soft closing cabinets. This one upgraded dovetails, obviously. You could just tell. Undermounted sink, Petrofina, Moen faucet, and just a regular mirror. We've got 2 lights here. And then our apartment grade fiberglass tub. However, I like this fiberglass tub than KB Homes because it's more round. I don't like that. It's too old. I feel like they got to get rid of this. This is more straight, and the depth is a little bit more wider, okay? Then we have our walk-in closet. Not bad. Let's take a look at the loft area. Loft area is definitely a decent size. Bigger than my loft area. Here, this is a sensor it's a motion sensor. So if you have an alarm, you can put a motion sensor. However, I would do a couple motion sensors and also sound sensors too as well, just in case of like glass breaks, your alarm goes off. We also have a carbon monoxide here, okay? So it looks like you really only have 2 options on how you're gonna face your TV. It could be on this side of the wall or this side of the wall. Now, I like how they integrated this by throwing a DEFs here. Front door open. Now let's go take a look at the bathroom. So we have a bedroom here. You know what, let's go to this bedroom first. Okay, bedroom, decent size. Nothing special. Now we do have a transfer duct. I'm sorry, not a transfer duct, but just a transfer grill here. Then we have our supply line as well. Now when it comes to supply lines, right, for your AC, the smaller it is, the less force of air is coming in, okay? And you have to watch out for that with the AC unit, because if the sun is beating on this side, this is where your home is going to get the most sun exposure. This side of the house is going to heat up. So insulation is going to play a big factor on this. Are we doing R13 or R15? If you have the option, I would definitely do the option on there. Also, make sure to take a look at the grill, find out what size that grill line is, right, for the supply line, and where is it located. Now, how do I know that? Because I used to do air conditioning work, and I used to do the schematics of supply lines and where they all need to be based upon those compensating factors. Now, this is a pretty decent size bathroom, I tell you. I feel like the space is not as utilized as it should be. Looks like they took this all the way up because they had this closet here, okay? So here's our entry access for the attic. Laundry room is going to be on the side of the primary. Washer and dryer is optional, but keep in mind, the way that the market is going right now, you should be able to negotiate this. 42 upper cabinets here, and then we have our crown, which I'm not too happy about the crown. Then we have additional cabinet space, smart panel box, which I can't get into. Oh, I can get into. Let's see what this one has here. So if you're buying a standing inventory home or a resale home, you come to the smart panel box, and you can identify right away and immediately what you have. These are 3 Cat 6 coax cables ran to the room, actually 4. So you want to identify where these lead off to, right? So one is probably the primary, living room, and probably one is the loft, okay? Same thing with these 3 probably. Then we need to find out what these are, because these are actually power over Ethernet, right? Which means you can power, you can send sound and signal with these as well. So there's a lot that you can do with this. So just keep that in mind. We do have a Smurf tube, which is not a Smurf tube, but actually a Smurf tube, I'm sorry. Smurf tube to pull fiber optics. However, that one's a little bit tiny. Wow, this primary is very large, okay? We have a 6x8 slide, not even 8x8. This is a 6x8. Look how short that looks. But look at that view, folks, of the golf course. Now that is a reflection bay right there. Let's take a look at the bathroom. This is very strange. The water closet is here. Then we have the closet here. Okay. Oh, not bad of a size. Then we have the bathroom. We got dead space here. Okay, not bad. Now, unfortunately, we can't go outside. I want to go outside because I want to enjoy the weather. But, I mean, take a look at the beautiful view. However, the downfall on this main road is you'll probably hear cars. For me, I like that. I don't think it's a big deal because I live, like, right off the strip. But if you're looking for something quiet, you may have to do one of the inner lots there. But man, they are building like crazy out here in Lake Las Vegas. It is growing. One thing I do want to mention, if you are a first-time home buyer, you have no clue where to start. You're looking to buy a brand new home or resale home. You just want to understand how things work. Excuse me. On April 19th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are doing a webinar. Seats are limited. Believe it or not, the first day that we launched this, it actually had filled up. So what we had to do is increase more seats. The reason why I don't want too much people on this webinar is because I want to keep it more intimate. So that way, when it's time for Q&A, we have the time to answer all the questions. But this is where we're going to walk you through the process of how to purchase a home. What are the steps of purchasing a home, right? You don't just get with a real estate agent and they show you a home, you go under contract and that's it. I mean, you could do that, but that's not the right way to do things. The last thing I want you to do is have buyer remorse. You don't have your ducks in a row, and at the end of the day, you lost some money. I recently had a client that spent $8,000 to do a buy down. Now he's thinking about selling his home. And I'm like, dude, you just wasted $8,000 for your buy down. You didn't even get to your break-even point. Now, what is a break-even point? Well, a break-even point I explain this in a book that I've created, which is called the Mortgage Hacks, right? This book breaks down everything. All the hidden fees from a lender, how to negotiate the right deal, when to buy down points, so on, so on. Look, guys, this is what I do for a living. This is something that I enjoy. I enjoy educating people. I enjoy helping people. Look, buying a home at $500,000, that is a lot of money. So it's so important that you work with the right real estate agent. It doesn't have to be with me, okay? Just make sure you're working with somebody that understands new home construction, the process of building the home, the things that you have to look out for, right? And walking you through the process. All right, guys, look, if you want to hire me, look, believe it or not, we don't charge you a dime other than a transaction fee, okay? And the transaction fee is only a couple $100. This goes through the brokerage. Our fee comes directly from the seller. All right, guys. I wish you guys nothing but the best, and be blessed, folks.